Hello everybody, I'm Chris. Also known as Tofer the Akita of DeviantArt or any of you will. Now, I wanted to make this video based on something that I really need to get out. Now, I'm sure everybody know about Kingdom Hearts remake, the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 remake coming out a few days ago. Now, overall, it's great. It's a fucking great game. I mean, we have like Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memory, and we also have a remake of 358 Last 2 Days. Now, about that, while those are great, I have one major gripe with it, and it's about 358 Last 2 Days. Now probably all of you know about this. It's a great game. It's one of the static Kingdom Hearts game of all time. You really feel for Rocket, feel bad for him at least. I mean, after everything he goes through with Athel and the puppet is Theon, I mean, it's just really sad. So overall, it's a great story, but it had crappy graphic and the gameplay was ducky. I mean, it was horrible. It had terrible gameplay, terrible control. But anyway, the remake of this, now, the remake is basically nothing more than a fucking cutscene movie. Wait, are you kidding me? You gotta be fucking kidding me. How could you make it a cutscene movie? I mean, not for nothing, but you can't have 3 games being remade into high definition and have one of them being nothing more than a fucking cutscene movie. You can't. It doesn't seem fair to us. I mean, when you guys first announced it on the internet, when you guys first announced it, I'm sure everybody, just at me, was excited about the game. It was going to be a great remake, just like how Chain of Memory was, because it's the remake from the original Chain of Memory on Game Boy Advance. So we were all hyped for it, and then you guys had the audacity. You had the audacity to say later on that 358 Last 2 Days is nothing more than a fucking cutscene movie. Are you kidding me? You can't be serious. Nobody wants a cutscene movie. Nobody. Not me, and certainly not most of the guys who were expecting the game to be a remake game. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just my honest opinion because it just doesn't seem fair. I mean, look. I mean, I'll show you my stuff. Look at that. All right, let me just get here. Let me just go back to. I mean, you all seen it. You all seen it, man. You all seen how to. Oh, great fucking ads. Oh, I hate these fucking ads. You know, I got a serious problem with these ads. I mean, these ads just fucking suck. I just wanted to let you guys know that right now. But anyway. I mean, like, all these cutscenes, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. They're great. They're fucking great. I mean, it's fucking pretty fantastic the way they remade it and remade the cutscene, remade everything out about it. I mean, it's fucking great. It really is. But the problem is, it's a fucking cutscene movie. If I wanted to watch a fucking cutscene movie, I'd watch it on the internet. Right now. Right now. That's how you do it. If I wanted to watch it, I would watch it right now. I'm sorry, but that's just my honest opinion. Because no one wants to watch a fucking cutscene movie. No one. So there. I mean, that's my fucking problem right there. Because, I mean, like, why? Why did you do that? I mean, not for nothing, but you can't have the game just be like nothing more than a cutscene movie. Because that you kind of let it down, Square. You really kind of did. You kind of let it down with that. Because take a look at Kingdom Hearts 3 Chain of Memory. Let me show you. Now, when you made the game, it was the best remake you ever done out of a Game Boy Advance. It was fucking unbelievable. It was fucking unbelievable how you managed to take a Game Boy Advance game and port it into a console game. It fucking helped. Fucking amazing. It just really is. Now, the problem is that why couldn't you do the same with Days? And it's not like it's impossible to port a DX game into a console game, because here's the perfect example. Resident Evil Revelation for the 3DS. The company made that and ported from the 3DS into the PS3 version and the Xbox 360 version. Now, while the 3DS version is obviously better, the Xbox 360 and the PS3, they were at least visually the same. It was both great graphics, it was just great. It was just great. It was just as great as the 3DS version. So why is it that you couldn't make a remake like you did with Chain of Memory? Why? You couldn't make a remake? You couldn't make a remake game? You had to make it a fucking cutscene movie? Come on. Come on, Square. Is that really fair? Is that really fair? Sure, we got Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Don't get me wrong, that fucking awesome, especially if we get the secret extended battle. The recolored Heartlet, new ability, new weapon, and all that shit. That's fucking awesome. But the problem is that when you first announced that 358 Flat 2 Days was going to be in the remake, we were all expecting it to be a remake just like Chain of Memory. And what did you do? You decided to announce later on that it was going to be a cutscene movie. That's it. Nothing more than a fucking cutscene movie. It's still emotional as hell. I want the cutscene movie. It's still emotional as hell, just like the game. But it take all the fun of it. It take all the fun of it out of it. Because, I'm sure everybody remembered the original DS game. I'm sure everybody remembered about how in the original game you could fight Dayon. That was the best part. The final boss with Dayon was the best final battle I ever had in my entire life. It was the best boss battle I ever had in my entire life. It was just a game on the DS, and it was just fucking impressive. How she just turned into an armored version of himself. Kind of like the armor like you see in Birth by Sleep. Only that more badass. And the giant Dayon blew me away like that. Back then, I really enjoyed the game, despite the terrible control and the graphic. Despite that. But overall, the story of it was just fucking awesome. It really is. And it deserves to be a part of my collection. It really does. And it just really disappointed me. It really disappointed me, and I'm pretty sure it disappointed everybody else. I would expecting the remake of Day to be a remake game, and not some fucking cutscene movie. I'm sorry. That's just my honest opinion. You guys just really kind of let me down like that. You did great with the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix and the Chain of Memory into high definition. No problem with that. But you kind of let it down with the 358 Flat 2 Days one. I'm sorry, but you really did. I just hope to God that when Kingdom Hearts 2.5 come out, since it's basically confirmed due to the credit, I just hope that when it comes out, I hope you, where I really hope that you at least make it a port into the console game. Because Recoded would actually something great. Recoded would actually a great game on the DS. A hell of a lot better than Dade. Because while Dade kind of failed with the game, with the shitty gameplay and the control and all that, Recoded was so much better. Recoded was so much better that you would want to play that game a lot more than that one. Recoded had a great story, great gameplay, and even great graphic. It would actually, the graphic was decent enough to actually be able to play it. And the way the gameplay worked, it was just like fucking amazing. I know that there were some people that complained about the fact that there was the original story, and it seemed like they ported the Kingdom Hearts original game into it, but it's not really that. It's just like journey into the journal data and through store memory of what he done in the journal, what he done in Kingdom Hearts 1. But it totally different, regardless. I just really hope that they do that. I mean, that's the least they can do. They need to at least give us a port of the game. I'm sorry, but it's only fair for us. Because you kind of let it down when you made the remake of Days into a fucking cutscene movie that nobody wanted to see. Nobody wanted to see a fucking cutscene movie. If I wanted to see a cutscene movie, I watch it here on YouTube. I watch it here on my computer on YouTube. I'm sorry, but that's just my honest opinion about it. Well, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching it. I mean, and if you want, express your opinion, your own opinion about the game down below on the comment. Like, rate, hate, wherever the crap. And farewell.